Teachers are breaking down because students are so entitled and rude.
Kids are mean. I knew going into teaching that every day was not going to be easy. Every day is a challenge in some way. And that's a big reason why I wanted to teach. I hate the fact that I'm sitting at my desk crying for an hour after work because of the way some of these kids think they're just entitled and straight up don't care about a consequence. They don't care about an incentive. Will laugh in your face. And it's hurtful because you'll go to the store and try to buy them $85 to $100 worth of gifts for them to shop, and they don't care. They're not grateful. They want gifts and incentives for doing the right thing, for everything. If you sit there and ask, hey, turn to page 10, they're asking you, what do I get for it? I'm sorry, what? If I ask, sit quietly and get through this test, I know you can do it. What do we get if we sit quietly through this test? Like, for doing what they're supposed to do. These kids think that they need a gift for everything, a reward for everything. But then you have the group of students that no matter what kind of thing you go out and find that you think that they're going to love, or whatever kind of reward it may be, or like extra time on the computer or just anything, they don't care. And it is hurtful. And I don't want to let the bad days win because I want to teach and I want to be here. But the parents of today have made these children so entitled. And I hate reaching out to parents every day about behavior. I want to handle it in my classroom. I want the kids to be respectful, but some of them just don't care. And this is 4th grade, and I am so nervous for what their future brings in other classrooms because I try to be so patient with them, overly patient. I try not to raise my voice, but I am going home defeated every day. And honestly, this was my dream job. It is my dream job.
Teachers are breaking down because students are...
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH BaHashem, YAHAWASHI BaHashem, Wakwakwadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the mighty Akim Wakwathium who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharala. This is Brother Kawakaw coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson is going to be on this not teacher, Slakia, student thing, phenomenon thing. I've actually been talking about it pretty, not often, but sometimes, if I see something, I thought, what, I'm gonna make a lesson on this because this is pretty relevant. Yes, it's definitely relevant in the sense of this is pretty indicative of how what's it called, of how evil things are doing. Let me see, it was not the evils, it was love. Okay, so here I'll get this. Isn't it like Philippines? Oh, I got it already. Never mind then. Okay, so basically, first let's start off here. Second Ezra chapter 14 verse 17. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. And this is the thing where we are seeing evil growing in this kingdom. We're seeing, if you've seen Boondocks, Butch Magnus, your Butch Magnus back then was just that one disturbed kid or whatever, and then lo and behold, all the kids, or a majority of the kids, have now become Butch Magnus and stuff like that, where they're all going batshit crazy. They're so destructive, disruptive, and overall crazy, and a trial to be around. All right, and you don't want to be a part of that. You don't want that in your life, but yet this is what is going on because Esau is basically guiding the next generation to that. And I say this because if you look at the idols, quote unquote idols, which is basically like the like celebrities, but like not necessarily celebrities, but celebrities in like the sense of like YouTubers and stuff like that. They are showing terrible examples for kids to think that type of way. As a matter of fact, I saw this one YouTube channel. All right, I actually don't like it, but I saw it. These Jakes and Middle Easterns and Muslims and stuff like that. They're in Great Britain, and they're called Beta Squad. And basically, what they do is they go around in public, kind of like in in Practical Jokers type thing, but they are 1,000 times worse and less. Number one, they're worse. They're not as funny, and the joke, their joke or their idea of joke is just acting like a childish kid, while they're all like grown ass man children being disruptive, fucking around and messing other people's stuff up. Like that's their idea of a joke and what's funny and stuff like that. And that's the thing that I actually have to say I appreciate Impractical Jokers about, where a lot of their humor, all right, even though they're messing with people and stuff like that, but a lot of their humor, it's more so to embarrass themselves. They're not trying to inconvenience other people, which yes, sometimes it does get to a point where other people are inconvenienced, but it's in a sense of like they are pushed to it. Like sometimes they are pushed to it, and then even then they don't even like to, they don't even like to do that. They get nervous, they back out, they do all this different stuff. But with these other people, these Jakes, which that's why like Jake is just so wicked at times. That's why I hate Jake. But the thing with Jake is that he just doing whatever he needs to, whatever he wants for that 2 seconds of fame and whatnot. All right, or I guess in their case, not really 2 seconds of fame, but you basically get the point. All right. Basically, there's no morals. There's no thinking like, okay, well, if I'm doing this to someone, how, and this is such a kindergarten thing way of thinking. But like, if you are messing with someone, how would you feel if that person or someone else did that exact same thing to you? All right, it's literally that simple, where people are incapable of having this type of mindset. And again, I say this because I'm hearing how she's talking. I'm hearing how this teacher is talking, and she's basically saying the exact type of mindset that these children have, where they're learning it off of these Twitch streamers, YouTubers, or whatever that just got lucky, or are trying to show off a behavior of not just self-destructive behavior, but just plain disrespect for no reason. All right, and as a result of their reckless disrespect, all right, as a result of their reckless disrespect, they are setting a precedent. Oh my God, they're setting a precedent, all right, where children are going to watch this, and they're going to think, oh, this is the right thing to act, this is the right way to act. Oh, it's fine to act this way because it's funny, or it's nice, or it's proper, or people think that it's a joke, or it's funny, or we're all going to laugh about this and whatnot. And then, oh well, no one is, or those people are getting away with it because, oh, they have security, or they have this, or they have that, whatever. And these children think that this is the proper way to behave. And fuck, okay, Slocky, I'm trying to think. You basically see what's going on. You get the point. Okay, so moving on. Sirach chapter 10 verse 2, as a judge of the people is himself, saw his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Basically, people are copying what these higher ups are pushing out. Okay, so the rich people, they're setting the example, and because everyone wants to be like the rich, then they just copy and say, oh yeah, I'll just do this thing that Will Smith is doing, and allow myself to be humiliated on national television and and whatever, for money, all right, for relevancy and all this stuff, so people can talk about me and whatnot, and thinking that this is the proper way to live, when you should have some dignity and whatnot. All right, so again, there are these things where people think, oh yeah, I'm gonna humiliate myself, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, whatever, and then as well as I'm going to cause distress to other people, and then just laugh at it and thinking that it's a joke, when in actuality it's not. It is not a joke. All right, you never know if when you meet the wrong person. Oh, that actually happened. There was this one Edomite demon or spawn that was bothering some people. He was bothering this Edomite dude and his kids, and someone else saw him doing that, and I think they sucker punched him and whatnot. And I think that happened multiple times. I don't know. I guess he just never learned his lesson and whatnot. And then it just got into a whole big deal, got into a whole big issue and stuff like that, where I still don't think he ever learned his lesson. But basically, you basically understand, or he was partially learning, or not learning, but facing the consequences of his actions, where someone did attack him, and he was understanding that, okay, well, I have all the security or whatever, but the security isn't infallible, and people still have opportunities and time and play, and people still have opportunities to attack me and whatnot. So I'm not safe. Like, people are doing all this stuff, but there's still a time where I might get attacked and whatnot. All right. So, and yeah, that's another thing where Esau in general, Esau never wants to change, never wants to make sure that, or do the right thing, unless he sees the consequences that are actually actively in his face. All right. When he sees, like, okay, well, this person's going to attack me, then okay, yeah, now he wants to do the right thing, or now he wants to say, oh, I'm sorry, and stuff like that. Where I've seen that type of stuff, where that was actually what happened, where I told this story twice before, where this one Edomite devil, this red devil, was bothering me. All right, he thought that I was just soft and whatnot, that I wasn't gonna do anything, and then he literally attacked me. I fought back. I didn't run away. I didn't get scared or anything like that. He attacked me first. I fought back. Then he was when he was on the floor bleeding, he was basically begging, leave me alone, please, stop, X, Y, and Z and stuff like that, as he was bleeding, and he basically lost that fight. All right. So anyway, continuing on, Sirach chapter 2 verse. Sirach chapter 2 verse. Let's start verse 2. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Basically, one thing that we should always think about and always remember is to have patience, and basically trust in YAHAWAH. Don't just surrender or give up and say, like, oh wait, well, I can't do this, X, Y, and Z, or this is too hard or whatever and stuff like that. You have to just continue to endure, continue to have faith in YAHAWAH. In that, YAHAWAH will help deliver us out of whatever trial or tribulation that we are in. All right. As a matter of fact, let's get that. What is it? It was Corinthians. Is it 1 First Corinthians? 1 Corinthians 1. More And it is. Bear with me one moment. It is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, so off by a letter or a number, Slovakia. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Basically, the Lord is not going to put something that is more than your capabilities. All right. So as a result of that, the Lord's going to help and allow you to be like, okay, you know what? I can handle this. This is bearable. This is endurable and stuff like that. Or you're going to be able to, make it through whatever it is. All right. So yeah, just with stuff, with something like this, just like people in general. And that number one, dealing with people, that's where the Lord's going to put us in these hardships. But also on the other side of that, it goes to show that these people, they don't have any sense of self-control and discipline. They just think, well, okay, I'm just going to keep on doing whatever I want. I'm going to seek after that instant gratification rather than, let me wait and do the right thing simply because it is the right thing. And as she was saying that people need to be incentivized to do the right thing rather than just doing the right thing because you need to do it, because you have to do it. And she even said, when she even gave an example that she said, like, I need you guys to go to page 10, okay, and follow along with me on page 10. And they're like, oh, well, what am I going to get if I do that? And she was basically complaining how, okay, well, I shouldn't have to incentivize you to go to page 10 because you're in school, so you should be doing schoolwork and stuff like that. And then on top of that, she also said that there are other kids that was like even if you give them what they want, even if you say, oh, here, do this and you're gonna get rewarded and whatnot, there are still kids that will be like, well, I don't care, I'm still gonna do what I want, I'm gonna do whatever, and they still expect to be rewarded and whatnot. They've never been told no, and that's where parenting. And she said fourth grade. I think she said fourth grade, and these children have never been told no, and then as a result of that, they develop terrible expectations in societal expectations and social expectations. Okay. So yeah, and that's gonna go terrible with them because when they get turned into adults, and they're gonna be destructive. All right, or more destructive than the current generation of adults because it's only getting worse. Matthew chapter 24 verse 13. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Basically, the thing here is that as we are enduring, as we are watching things go through so terribly, we just continue to endure and then wait for the Lord Yahawadah to save us. Psalm chapter 27 verse 14. Slovakia. Wait on the Lord and be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Yes, once again, to wait. Now, finally, 2 Timothy chapter 3, let's start at verse 1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. So in the last days. Verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, not without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of Yahweh. And basically, the thing here, you could literally slap most of that on to what you heard that teacher say, and it applies to a lot of those little spawns. All right, so basically, as a result of that, my main point is just that these these devils are getting out of hand, and all we can do is just wait for YAHAWASHI to send his judgment, because this is not our rest. Micah chapter 4 or verse 10. With that, I pray that this lesson is edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, Shai, Shem, Kwak, Double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, above the ball, and shalom.